We live. Oh, nigga.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, we kicking it off the right way. The only way with my brother. Top of the year, 2024, Kobe year.
Yes, sir.
I got my brother, Jmixx.
Yes, sir.
Kicking the year off with me, man. I'm very thankful to have my brother here with me, man, because he's been up to some things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But before we get into, the now, first and foremost, how you been, brother?
Man, I've been good, brother. I appreciate you having me on the show, my brother.
Yeah.
How you been, my brother?
I've been good, man. Just trying to get like you, stay in the health.
I see you flying shit, nigga. I'm trying to get like you, shit. You know what it is.
Trying to stay healthy, man, because, health is wealth, man, especially going forward in 2024, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
yes,
I see
sir.
you doing your thing. You're looking good, man. You inspiring people.
I appreciate you, bro. That's the point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's
sir.
for sure. Well, let's start. You know what I'm saying? From, the beginning of Jmixx.
Man, so I was born in Chicago, Illinois, man. Born from Joanna Connor, one of the most famous blues guitarists in Chicago. Shout out her, the guitar goddess. My father was Stan Mixon, R.I.P., one of the best blues bassists of all time, in my opinion. I'm not biased or nothing,
Facts, though.
Yeah, so I grew up from them, man. Two wild musicians. They were playing in the Kingston Mines in Chicago, a famous blues club, you know what I mean? Playing at the checkerboard, all that stuff. Yeah, man, and they had a love child, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I came into play. And, man, I was born in Chicago. Now I'm living in L.A., man.
He was literally born out of music.
Born out of music, man.
Born out of music.
Yeah, they used to take me all over the world, you know what I'm saying? They used to take me all over the country. My mom used to just literally pack me in the van with the band and just go all over the country, man, city to city, state to state. You know, she used to take me to Germany, Europe, Spain. So, yeah, man, I grew up kind of wild, man. It's always been in me, so.
Definitely unorthodox.
Very unorthodox.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely unorthodox.
To say the least, bro.
Man, but like tell them a little bit about like your mom. You got to give her some light. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can Google her, you know what I'm saying? Joanna Connor. Man, my mom, man, she's my inspiration. You know what I'm saying? She held us down as a single parent, me and my sister. She literally, man, traveled the world living her life and paying for me and my sister to go to school, all this shit, you know what I'm saying, through just music, man. So it was very inspiring. She's been to like every continent in the world, you know what I'm saying, playing the guitar. Man, and honestly, with her doing that, which brings up my next biggest inspiration, my grandmother, Yaya, R.I.P. her.
Yes.
That's like my mother, as you know. She raised both of us low-key.
She did raise both of us.
Yeah,
yes. That is my grandmother as well.
I swear. So, Yaya, R.I.P., the GOAT.
R.I.P. Yaya, we love you.
The GOAT, so that's what, my mom was gone a lot, so that's like my mom. So that's how she raised me too. And yeah, man, just honestly two Jewish women from the Bronx type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making their way type
man,
shit.
Strong woman.
Strong women, man.
Play.
And they just, man, my mom moved to Chicago in the 80s. She was chasing her dream, the blues dream and all that stuff, and met my dad. And yeah, man, the rest is history, bro. That's how we got here.
So they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's funny how genetics goes, man. If whatever you try to run away from, you're going to circle right back. It's going to be right in front of your face type shit.
Didn't Yaya play the piano?
Yeah, Yaya played the piano, and actually my dad's dad, my grandpa, who I never met, Joseph Mixon, he actually had a top 40 hit.
Top 40?
Yeah, he had a top 40 hit, which is crazy. His name was Smoking Little Joe. So, Google that.
Yeah, Google that.
Google that.
Shout out and R.I.P. Smoking Little Joe.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And just to touch on your pops too, man, definitely one of the biggest inspirations musically for me as well, because
man, I didn't energy.
I didn't know what the word slap meant till
we met that man. Yeah, he was the Bootsy Collins, Rick James, all in one type shit.
Man, it was definitely like a crazy childhood to just grow up and just go place to place to place.
Hell
and this is before like we were, selling CDs and midnight clubs like at 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning.
Facts, man. I remember when we met through basketball camp type shit, man, and it was like in what, 5th grade, 4th grade?
Let's talk about it.
Man, because honestly, that was the first dream, the hooping dream, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, man, that's how you and me met, and a lot of my friends anyway, and man, once we locked in, bro, I started bringing your ass on the road and shit.
Man, taught me how to play the drums on pillows. Just like that, right there. Like them pillows behind.
Straight up.
He set up 5 pillows and he was like, this the hi-hat, this is the snare, this is the this the that. And then he one day threw me into the fire at the House of Blues and like, this is a story that cats don't remember. But do you remember fucking the MTV Real World?
Yeah, and man, we was outside or whatever her name was. Yeah, she came walking outside. We was like, damn, shorty was good. I play drums. Shit.
She was like, ooh, y'all too young. I was like, shit, man.
But that was the night when you jumped on stage that one time. Because, man, I grew up with my mom. Every time she would call me up on stage and play the drums. That's where I really started learning music. So I used to perform live with my mom just as a special guest and shit. And then, boom, when we met, I was like, nigga, you got to try this shit, bro. It's too much of a thrill type shit.
And it was cold. Never really, like, you just would get up there and play at a young age. It was crazy to see, honestly. Like, you know.
Man, I got this one memory, man. Me and my dad, I'll never forget. We was in Europe, man. We just got done blazing. He just got done blazing the show. And he was like, man, come with me. He was drunk, carrying a bottle of wine and shit. Man, we rocked out on the stage all night at a jam session in the middle of the town outside, bro. And me and him rocked that shit for like 3 hours straight. I was playing the drums. I couldn't believe it.
Man,
it was dope, bro.
It was dope. It's so many. I can't even like. I could literally.
It's a lot of memories.
It could be like a 10-hour conversation about just. I'm talking about just
facts.
One after another, bro. Because we could bring it back to Colorado when we was in the. You know what I'm saying?
Let us smoke our first weed that day.
Man,
man. People that say they don't get high on their first try, shit, you lying.
Man,
we got blasted.
I was bear crawling through a motel.
Niggas thought the feds was after him for smoking weed and shit.
And this is when it was Reggie.
Niggas was 10 years old and shit.
Man, but yeah, so our background is just, family couldn't make us no closer, man. And I'm just, I've been around him and he been around me since shit. Pretty much, I want to say like 5th, 6th grade, something like that. But it started at North Shore basketball camp, man. And once we locked in, bro, it was family ever since. It was a community effort and shit. You know what I mean? What is like having like we kind of touched on that already, but like having a heavy blues influence growing up, like did that do anything to like the way you approach music now?
Yeah, I mean, blues is, I feel like, rooted in a lot of different musics because, it was like, like jazz, blues, all that shit was kind of some of the founding fucking frequencies, you know what I'm saying? I feel like blues is in a lot of rock and roll and a lot of music they've sampled today, so it definitely was kind of like my roots, you know what I'm saying? My dad and mom used to like blast James Brown a lot in the ride, Tower of Power. Like I was very well versed in music. Like my mom and dad always played all kind of different shit. So besides the blues, like them just having crazy musical backgrounds is kind of what gave me like, I feel like my strongest point now is my versatility in music. So yeah, blues definitely played a part, bro.
That 3/4 time.
All that swing and everything, you know?
Yeah, it was. It was that eclectic flavor. It made you kind of have it kind of made you have like a more of a diverse,
different kind of ear.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
I feel like you need that in today's climate. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of one-track minds in music, and you got to be able to expand and try to break shit down and break down new sounds and barriers. You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to Arash because I was hollering at him the other day, but I don't know if this is correct or not. This is just a side note, but your real name, you know what I'm saying? Were you named after?
Oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I mean, I guess they kind of use the spelling of it. They kind of they use my grandpa Joseph for Joe. And then my mom was influenced by music and blues, obviously, all her life. So she took the spelling from Vaughn, kind of altered it, and smashed it together. So that's why my name is Joe Vaughn.
And one of the coldest guitar players out there, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, yeah, R.I.P. Honestly, crazy story. I was with him at Alpine Valley the night he died, and I was with him behind the backstage knocking his cowboy hat off his head, and he actually let me keep it. And R.I.P., unfortunately, that night he actually passed away in an airplane crash. So helicopter crash. Yeah, it was a crazy story, bro. But yeah, that's part of my name too. Which is
that's why I brought it up, because when I was talking to Rosh, once again, shout out to my boy, I was telling him that's how you got your name. I'm like, no cap, this is how Mixx got his name.
A little bit of the spelling anyway.
But even that night though, seeing him that night, like that's
me and my dad actually went backstage to meet him. My mom didn't go because she was like, I'm gonna perform with him one day type shit, And man, me and my dad went back and just was having a good time jonesing, and man, crazy story, but man, he was one of the greatest to ever touch the guitar for sure.
To ever do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so So from being like, you know, having a musical background and then you got into sports and that was like kind of the way you were going with things, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I saw, to be honest, I saw my mom and dad kind of struggle with music, you know, because obviously the music industry isn't the fairest industry, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of ups and downs with that. So I seen my mom and dad struggle, you know, so I kind of wanted to run away from music at the end of the day. I was like, man, fuck this. I'm going to go play basketball and football, you know, because honestly, that shit came natural to me.
He was cold.
I was getting it in. Good. I mean, shit, I ain't gonna say too much. Streets know what it is, but like, nah, but for real though,
he was good. He was good.
Man, that was my passion, bro. I used to play AAU, and shout out Yaya again. She literally never missed a game. Took me to every game, like without her, obviously.
And I wanted to give her that moment just to be
for sure.
that support that she provided because man, she was.
Without her, none of that shit would have happened. Man. And honestly, man, I went all conference. Like, honestly, I had a shot, man. I was going to go to college to play ball. And, man, unfortunately, it didn't work out. I broke my leg, and thank God I went a different path because I think it panned out better.
Yeah, but that support that you got, man, that
unconditional, bro. Like, that made me who I am today, and that's why I'm a good person.
Exactly.
I got a good heart because of her. So, you know, shout out that woman.
Yes. She was support in human form.
The heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, sports was the first love. I ended up running away from music, and you know, whatever you, like I said earlier, whatever you run away from ends up chasing you. And I just had to stare it down and look it in the face. It was always going to be a part of my life.
So when did you realize that's something you wanted to like pivot from? Like you didn't realize like sports.
I ain't gonna lie. So sports, you know, I was kind of lost, man. When I went to college, I was just drinking and having fun, doing dumb shit, running with the wrong girls, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And man, as you know, we had fun for a long time. Ain't that right, Finball? North Ave, all that shit, man. Everybody shout out. Everybody that's been to North Ave, no. That's a legendary place. So.
ISU, all that.
Yeah, so, you know, ISU. So, man, honestly, I just got lost in the sauce and, man, which was terrible. Great times, but terrible for my self-development.
Right.
And, man, anyway, we back on track, man. So I was running away from music, got back on it. And then, hold on real quick.
Pause for that cause, baby boy.
Yeah, so honestly, back to college, man, like, man, we used to freestyle all the time and shit. Yeah. And I seen you going crazy with the music, and low-key Nick Strong used to have parties freestyling.
Shout out to Claremont Lounge. Yep. The Claremont Lounge is everything.
My dog, One Life, one of my first college friends. But anyway, man, so yeah, it went from freestyling and fucking around in college to me being like, man, I'm spending my whole motherfucking college check on this MPC 5000.
I remember.
And his Mac didn't even have software, just making beats, and whatever the fuck was made on live was just
Timberland.
Done.
Timberland before Timberland. I think it was in there. Do 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 do.
Making the worst shit. But yeah, man, it evolved, bro, and shit. We in a different place now.
That boy done found Fruity Loops.
Yeah, shout out Fruity Loops, changed my life.
Pro Tools, Fruity Loops, y'all are the goats. That is yin and yang of the earth. But
Facts.
As far as like before we like accelerate into now, just when was that moment where you was like, man, all right, scratch this. I'm going full force with the music. I'm not
Yeah, so man,
I'm not playing no more.
I feel you. So man, in college I started getting real serious with it. I still was kind of fucking around. But, man, after college or around that time, bro, throughout college, I really started getting locked in. Like, man, I can make something happen with this, you know what I'm saying? And when I moved back to the city, I really started going in and just, it became something that I had to do every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to feel sane. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Right. It's like, so I had to do it every day to get sane type shit. And, man, I started meeting more people, connecting with people in the city of Chicago. I was working a corporate job. I ended up quitting that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I jumped off the porch, bro, and shout out my brother Ross Mack, man. Without him, Ross. He got me a lot of licensing plays, and like he really know how to move in this world business wise. So he started making it make sense for me, and man, that's when I was like, man, you know what? With the Shy and the different TV shows and NBA 2K, I was like, I could really do this. So that's when I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm hitting the ceiling in Chicago. You know, everybody's not collaborating like I thought they should. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gatekeepers in places where it's like, what are you gatekeeping out here? There's nothing to gatekeep.
Right.
But anyway, so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go to L.A. and take my chances where the Sharks is at. that's where I want to be at because I feel like I'm one of them. So, man, it was the best move I ever made, man.
Best move. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't see nothing but progress.
Absolutely.
Nothing but power. Not saying that you weren't doing shit out here, but you know what I mean. Like it definitely.
It 10x moving out there, bro. You know,
and it gave you some tranquility.
Absolutely,
to
man.
where you can focus on one thing in a, you know what I'm saying, infrastructure. Hit goal 1, 2, 3 instead of just being all over the place. Which being at home and being complacent, and being comfortable can do to people. Because
man, I feel like the best thing you can do for your life is find a way to find comfort in being uncomfortable. I know it's cliche, but man, I moved away to LA and I really focused on myself and within. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way to make shit happen outside of yourself is if you build within, man. And it's like I really went to LA and did the work. Like I stopped drinking. I stopped doing bad shit. I started taking things away that weren't feeding my soul. I stopped talking to people that weren't serious. I really I had a man in the mirror moment every single day, bro. And like I said before, it's about discipline, confidence, and consistency. And like I built that from within and I built those habits. And I feel like moving to LA really changed my life. Besides opportunities in music, I built from within and it helped outside of myself. And that's why, man, I truly feel that I can't lose now.
Can't lose.
Nah.
And having that mindset is obviously, it's been, you reaped the benefits.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. You know it's starting to anyway. I cracked the door open for myself at this point because, and shout out to the people that helped make it happen, without opportunities, nothing's possible. But yeah, man, I was ready for the moments and shit. I made it happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed and I'm grateful. And it's just like, I feel like moving out of town did wonders for my life, man.
And now that you are, residing in the West Coast, LA, you know what I'm saying? You got more different opportunities, more opportunities for sure because it's LA,
Mm-hmm.
But since you out there, you've talking about placements and stuff. Obviously, you're getting bigger placements now. Speaking of the, the placements, we can get to that.
Yeah, let's get to it. Shit.
We can get to that. I mean, there's plenty of people you work with, but one of the most notable ones is Chris Brown.
Yes, sir.
The 1111 album, very special, track 10.
Yes, sir.
4 million streams.
Yeah, oh man, already
4 million streams.
It might have more now on them platforms.
52 million on the album.
Hey, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
My nigga did his research.
52 million on the album. So I mean, it's climbing.
Yeah, hell yeah. One of the best albums he ever put out, bro. I'm fucking with all them vibes. It's high frequency.
And I'm not gonna hold you.
Shout out everybody on the 1111 album, man. Hey, all them shits is fire. Shooter, one of my favorite. All that shit, man. I love that shit.
And Healing Energy.
Yeah, oh man.
I cried that
Sensational. Shut your goofy ass.
No, I ain't gonna lie. When he
said healing energy.
No, but look, no cap, man. My man hit me because he just was like, man, because in the business of music or entertainment or anything, it's kind of just like manifesting things and
a lot of fucking hard work and a lot of perseverance and a lot of no's, nigga.
And exactly, and it's a lot of no guarantees.
Nothing's guaranteed. Shit, get litigation.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like you never know until, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be honest, like, he didn't know till the night of, kind of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? Of just like definitively knowing, like, just to make sure.
Yeah, like, man. I mean, no, I had some paperwork in play, but it just like, yeah, man, you never know out there. Like, honestly, they could change the whole shit up, last minute.
Yeah.
But man, the night it came out, it was literally like New Year's Eve. Because, man, Chris Brown, one of my favorite artists.
One of the GOATs.
One of the GOATs, man. He in the lineage, like James Brown, Michael Jackson, Usher, Chris Brown. You could debate that, whatever you want to say. But yeah, man, he's one of the icons of R&B and pop, in my opinion.
That was great energy that night, man. Because I remember you called me and it just was like, man, I was super turned, bro.
Like, man, I'm gonna need everybody in Chicago to turn this motherfucker up and crank that.
And keep running that up, please.
Yeah, hell yeah, album, man. Hopefully, it get nominated for a Grammy.
Wherever that can, we gonna pop it right up in the screen with the link. We gonna just go ahead and click that and go ahead and run up a couple strings.
Run that.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, folks.
But like in order to get into that position, obviously you talked about being, not confident, but confidence as well, but disciplined,
confident, consistent.
Consistent.
You gotta say yes to everything, pretty much. Like, go ahead, my bad.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, just like having the inside and talking to you, just like even like my man was taking Ubers to a potential Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might spend more on an Uber than somebody spending on a goddamn cell phone bill just to potentially, possibly
try to work with a motherfucker you've been trying to work with.
Exactly, because the belief system is there.
Is built. Yeah, it's just like you said, you got to be delusional.
Yeah, you have to have a certain type of delusion to you to get to the mountaintop.
You do, man, and it's like, man, it's crazy out there, bro. It's like literally, I call it the West Coast of New York. Like, it's a hustle city. Like, everybody think it's a vacation town. Take that ass to Miami if you're trying to have some quick fun. In LA, you can do that as well.
Okay.
But it's like, if you move out there, man, I hope you're ready to work, because it's like, it's a lot of combination of things that got to be in your favor for that shit to really break through, you know, and you got to really not be in your own way at the end of the day, you know, because that's really the only way you could fuck up.
So how many, let's just say, so you started making beats in, let's say, 2000, probably like 10? Something
2008, 9,
something like that.
Long time ago.
So think about it. So that's
damn near 15 years, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to have that constant just push forward mentality, because one day literally can change the whole trajectory of just going forward in life. And you might you know what I'm saying, get stuck on, like, you know, a lot of, like you said, you're gonna fucking have to get comfortable with failure. No.
Oh yeah.
All of that. You gotta get comfortable with it. Because if you don't get comfortable with it, everything's gonna discourage you. So that's really what it is, like the mentality, you know what I'm saying? Especially like you said, you going out there with nothing but sharks. It's like, it's probably a whole bunch of people out there that just like quick, I'm not gonna say I'm not judging everybody, but quick to give up on themselves, because I'm sure
I've seen a lot of people turn over already. Like, it's a lot of people that didn't make it that I see move out there. Or a lot of niggas that just moved out there and they realized, like, this shit crazy. I'm gonna just go get a job. Like, I like the weather out here.
Yeah.
You know, and they just stick around.
Yeah, and it's like, man, you did that. You know what I'm saying? You did that.
Oh yeah, and I'm doing more, man. It's more coming. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything that you could touch on that you like look forward to doing going forward? As far as like, is there anything like that, like 2024? You know, with something that you see yourself? I seen your goal list. It's crazy. So I just want niggas to tighten up out there.
Love, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure, man.
It is a crazy goal list, but if you want to like take a couple of those out of the whatever, you got about 100 goals this year. He's not playing.
No, for real though. Man, I just want to keep building with the artists that I'm building with, like Felsmere, Lou Clover, Bodie, Southside Diddy. A lot of them, they're really talented. People don't know about them, but they will. I keep I'm still chasing different placements, you know, because I'm still building, you know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to meet other people, you know, even though it's a rough game, but, you know, I'm built for it. You know, everybody say, oh, man, that chasing, whatever. It's just like, hey, worry about yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm also just building my own business, man. Eventually, I want to have my own publishing company as well, you know what I'm saying? And this year, man, my goals this year, I need to get major things popping in multiple lanes. Like, I need Latin, I need the Afro, I got the pop, I want to do the R&B. I got a lot of R&B songs coming out with a lot of R&B artists, potentially, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, it's just all about, you know, seeing it through, having your lawyer hit you with the paperwork, because that's when you know shit's for real.
Tell them about that. Tell them how important that is. As far as like, if you're gonna get into the entertainment business, just tell them that's a.
Oh yeah, because man, niggas will play like they're your friend, and then last minute pull the rug from up under you. So you always gotta protect yourself, you know. And it's like you gotta play chess, man, and play poker with people. You can't like let your emotions get the best of you. You just gotta take that E out and keep that motion going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
no emotion, only emotion.
And you just gotta play that game like, oh shit, I don't even deal with that. You know, just my lawyer usually handles that. You know,
litigation,
and that'll really help your face card when it comes to like, you know, keeping the relationships cool and not, you know, having to worry about, oh man, what's good with my.
Cuts the emotion out of it.
It cuts the emotion out of it. It's just strictly business, and we here to create. You know what I'm saying? And create good vibes.
I done made music. He done told me like, look, man, not right now. And I was like, you got to take your emotion out of it. It's like, come on, bro, please.
Like, please, when you just drop it, they're gonna love it. Like, man, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I'm building some leverage. Well.
No, but I ain't gonna lie, my boy. I gotta give him credit, man. He done talked me off of a couple cliffs in my life, and
always. I'm always be there. Yeah, no doubt.
Always, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a lot of like, man, discipline is definitely something that I have learned from him. As far as like, man, just taking the time to not overthink and not underthink, but just kind of have a balance of just like being focused on the same goal.
Just be, man.
Just have the same goal.
Just be in the moment every time. Don't think about the outcome. Just be in the moment, and whatever happens, happens. That's it. That'll take a lot of bullshit out of your life.
And don't chase none of these little raggedy ass rat tails out here.
Oh, man, they'll have your ass turning left instead of right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. They only after the cheese, I promise.
What's any advice going like to somebody that's trying to get their feet wet? The little, the younger cats in their younger 20s, you know what I'm saying? That you could give, because it's probably, you learn from everybody. So it's like, from what you've learned, what is some game you could give them on, like?
Okay, well, man, I know this sounds cliche, but just like I said, start within first. Get anything bullshit you do in your life, get it out of your life. And I mean like excuses. Any excuses you have for anything, clear that shit out. Yeah. And man, just be consistent with yourself every day on your work. Like, make sure you tap in with whatever you're trying to do every single day and mean it. Like, every minute you work on it, make it count. Don't just be in that bitch like, oh yeah, I'm in the gym taking pictures type shit. Like, really lift the weights, really do the work, Yeah. And stay consistent, and always be open-minded to like working with others and expanding and collaboration. Like, some of the best songs I've ever made come from collaboration, just not myself. So you always have to be open-minded. You always have to be forward-thinking. And man, you gotta be willing to try new things and say yes into situations you probably wouldn't have said yes to before, because every time you're gonna grow. So keep growing, stay consistent, stay disciplined with yourself, build that confidence, so when you get into rooms, you can really like press play and not be nervous about yourself, because squeaky wheel gets the grease, my nigga. If you don't speak up, you ain't gonna have no motherfucking knowledge. So, or you ain't gonna get acknowledged. So it's just like, build up that confidence, build up that catalog, and really swing for the fucking fences. That's it.
Yeah. That's big facts. Cause
everything else is just a waste of time.
It's a waste of
time.
We
only got one life. Go for the fucking moon, stars, all that, man. Literally. Cliche, but it's for real, man.
A lot of that cliche shit is real.
Yeah, just like, man, when I was getting that placement, my bad. When I got the placement with Chris Brown, like, bro, I was so focused on just like, man, I need to work with the artists I want to work with, that I wasn't even thinking about what comes on the back end. Like, damn, niggas went #1 in the R&B category, and Knox is out for the first time. Even though she went right back to #1 the next week later, it was just like, damn, I forgot niggas could go on the Billboard. And then boom, he debuted #9 worldwide. I was like, oh shit, like, this is bigger than I thought. So it's just like, I wasn't thinking big enough. Now you seen my goals list. It's like, oh nigga, I'm coming for it all. Like, God is showing me, the universe is showing me what's capable. It's like opening up that portal. So now I'm just walking through it. It's a blessing, man. And I don't take nothing for granted. I'm always grateful. You know what I'm saying? I do my gratitude every morning. You know what I'm saying? I stick to the code, man. And it's like, I feel like as long as I don't forget the why, and I don't get lost in the fucking chaos of like whatever comes with it, I'm always gonna be grounded. And that's the main point. Stay grounded, stay humble. You know what I'm saying? And just be a hard fucking worker. And I feel like if I lean on my work ethic, like which I built, there's nothing I can't do, and there's nowhere I can't go. So
that's a fact. And just to piggyback off of that, one thing I can tell you is make sure that the people around you feed you. Like,
make sure they feed you and they don't take from you. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, when you get to where you're going, give more than you take. And that's how I believe. So it's just like, facts. It's all a full circle thing in life. And that clearing out your bullshit goes with what I was saying earlier. Like, just be real disciplined, clear out all the things that ain't good for you. So that comes with the territory. That's the only way you'll get to where you're going, because that's what we're talking about now. So the only way that portal going to open up is if you do the auditing, life audits.
Man, and that's an everyday thing.
Oh, yeah, you got to tweak it every day, you know what I'm saying? And if certain shit ain't working one day, tweak it up. But just stay consistent with yourself. That's the main thing. I feel like being an artist, a creative, man, you got to look for inspiration every day in everything, whether it be a YouTube video, fucking post on the net, or a commercial song. I'll be listening to sounds outside. I'll be going for hikes, hearing birds and shit. Sometimes I might come home and start a song off with birds. But honestly, I feel like usually I start with a melody. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but I like to go there, man. And it's like I like to feel the frequency. And then I'll just build off of that. You know what I'm saying? Start adding drums. But some days I might start with a drum pattern, because I feel like if you get a crazy-ass drum pattern going, that's really what's going to make the people move. So, honestly, it's just different every day because, man, inspiration comes from different shit. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man. And I really love sampling. That's how I really started started making music, because obviously Kanye West, one of my biggest inspirations, he had the sample game on lock. So coming from Chicago, that's what I used to be sampling everything, bro. So
shout out to Kanye, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kanye, man. He is the GOAT.
Yeah, he definitely one of my biggest inspirations. Him, Pharrell, Timbaland.
Timbaland, he said.
Oh, Timbaland, Pharrell, and Ye are the three.
Yeah.
I'm the three for me. Oh, and Quincy Jones, obviously, but he's like in a whole nother tier.
Want to know who a sleeper, though, that I know who you fuck with? Ryan Leslie.
Oh, remember? Of course. Remember, bro, I'm wondering Leslie? Where he at. He building
I think once they took his MacBook, bro, he got something bad happened. You remember he got his MacBook took in like Germany, and ever since then, they did my nigga. They dirty. Y'all bogus.
Bogus as hell. And obviously 808 Mafia. Them niggas is pioneers. Ooh. Yeah. 808 gods.
808 gods.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of the landscape of production and all of that, just like where do you think music is at? Do you like where it's at right now?
Man, I do. I feel like man, even though music was in a weird, everybody judges like, music this,
because you probably hear a lot of shit, a lot of the, you know what I mean?
Man, I feel like where music's at is good in a way, because I love Afro, I love house, and I love pop, and I feel like it's just a smorgasbord of all that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the Very Special song. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of dance, it's kind of pop. It got Afro, Amapiano. You know, shout out Tyler. I definitely want to work with her one day. The whole South African vibe and the whole Afro vibe, bro. Like, I love that it's just taking over, bro. And I feel like where music's at is, I feel like everybody's going to try to incorporate a little bit of that Afro log drum and all that in all different types of spaces to kind of make up for like the trap and the 808s going away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving too much sauce, but yeah, I feel like I'm just kidding. We don't gatekeep over here. Nah, but I feel like, yeah, that's where it's headed, bro. And I love it because, man, that's one of my favorite shits I like to make. You know what I'm saying? I started off when I was a shorty with African drums in Evanston.
Funk is in the blood.
Man, it's in the blood,
It's in the blood. Shout out to Boosie Collins for no reason.
Yeah, just because. Yeah. Go. Fuck you. He said ADHD kicking. Shout out Bootsy.
Yeah, for real, man.
But man, honestly, the trap god, I need him to come back. Future. That's one of the. He never gonna disappoint when he drop his shit. Like,
he's coming.
I need him.
2024.
Man, one of the top people I ever need to work with, right there, man. And shout out Future.
Shout out Future.
Straight up, man.
I'm telling you.
Man, whatever you need, shit, we on it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he got them 8s. I know you looking for him. He got them, but he got some other type of shit you need to tap in with.
Yeah, he do though.
Straight up, he got that Jmixx 8. You got to get that. Like, what would make you? Is there you music for life, or you got something outside of music you want to do?
Oh, music for life, because that's what I just need to do every day. That's my journal entry every day. Fuck you, man. But music every day, bro. But nah, I low key want to get to the business side. Obviously, I want to have my own publishing and licensing company. I want to eventually score movies. That's the end goal. Like, I would love to be like a Hans Zimmer, bro, and team up with Christopher Nolan and make like a Dark Knight soundtrack.
I'm sure you got some.
I'm going for that, bro. Like, I would love to be in film. I want to be in all the avenues of music, man. If I could get an EGOT, fuck it, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? An Emmy, an EGOT is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Damn.
And only 8 or 10 people have them. Quincy Jones has them. John Legend has it, and some other people.
You know who you
got?
Who
I'm missing?
You got a link with that one nigga with the big afro and shit. Who's
Questlove?
Nah, him too. He probably got an
EGOT.
But the other one, the light skinned dude, he got the big afro and he's like a play guy. He raps all the time.
Man,
bro, he's like on the Jimmy Kimmel band leader. Like, he raps.
I have no fucking idea.
He's on a Broadway play. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about. He's like the top tier. It's him and Questlove. But anyways,
John Baptiste? Nah, he got dreads. He's a legend though.
But he's one of them cats that, bro, he could rap, he could sing, he can play every instrument. He's on Broadway, but he got an EGOT. EGOT is the goal. That's a fire goal to have, by the way, and I believe you can make it.
Absolutely, man. If I could get an EGOT just doing music and like Quincy Jones, he just kept evolving, man. And it's like, that's all I want to do. My goal in life is to never stop growing. So there is no limits, bro. And nah, music ain't the end all, but it's gonna be one of the keys to my life forever. It's a tool. So.
Pinnacle. It's part of the Holy Trinity that keeps you peaceful.
Absolutely.
Any shout outs that you would like to give somebody? Is there any people out there that you know what I'm saying, you just want to give a salute to off the strength? Just
man, shout out my beautiful lady Shar.
Facts.
Man, shout out my sister. She's doing her thing, coaching a fucking university. Super proud of her. She's master's degree, doing her thing, traveling, man. Super proud of her. And man, all of y'all, man, everybody. I want to shout out my boy Ross, shout out my boy Ross Mack, Finney. Everybody doing their thing, man. Mike Love just had a baby. My cutest nephew ever. Like everybody I know, everybody we grew up with, man. I love to see it. Like I came home for the holidays, man, and it was just a blessing because I see everybody growing in the right direction. So shout out all of y'all, man. We gonna keep elevating, and every time we link, it's gonna be a celebration.
And I just appreciate you coming through, having a conversation with your boy, man. We only going up from
always
here. Proud of you. I believe in everything you do, my
same, likewise,
bottom of my heart, bro. I believe in everything you do, bro, and I'm right down.
Hey, and tap into this Mark My Words podcast. This nigga gonna have more motherfuckers on his head.
Oh yeah, and he gonna be back. It's gonna be summer drops, winter drops.
Yeah, we gonna give updates. Yeah. Hopefully, when I come back, we got a motherfucking Grammy nomination. Shit.
We're gonna get up out of here. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, bro.
Love you, brother.
Yes, sir. Good luck with everything.
Dang. Yeah.